special edition. This is going to be a casual Friday podcast.
Right.
But guys, we have a very special treat for you. I'm going to bring him in right now. Let's hear it for Jalin the Tarantula Turner. There he is.
What's up?
Jalin, thank you so much for joining us, man. We've been looking forward to this podcast for a while. So let's get started, man. First things first, let's address the tarantula in the room. Growing up, you had this severe arachnophobia, and the only way you decided to get over that was to get a pet tarantula and kind of surround yourself with them. So I want to hear a little bit more about this story, and I want to know, do you think this translates into your mentality as a UFC fighter? You know, surround yourself with your fears and then conquer them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it really does. It plays a big factor. Like, getting in the octagon alone is like a big, just a nerve wrecker. So, it just, helps me get over it. When I was younger, I used to actually like spiders a lot. I forgot about that. And like, that's part of the reason why I was like, why do I hate them so much? Like, why do I dislike them? Like, why don't I like them so much? And, I went to figuring it out, and I just, just jumped right in and got a pet tarantula to get over it.
Wow. That's insane. Funny enough, I have a horrific phobia of cockroaches. Like I'll fucking faint. I was telling Rob about this. Like, I'll pass out, man. I'm like, I can't deal with it. And Rob actually has a fear of spiders too.
Bad. I am terrified of spiders. That's why I don't know how, I was curious on that, like how you were able to just start that. And even because I want to face my fear as well. I used to be scared of heights. I went bungee jumping. I faced that. Spiders is the one thing I am just not able to get over. So was it hard for you to just even get that started?
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. Like, I did a bunch of research. I was like looking up species, and I was just like, just like getting the heebie-jeebies doing it. But, just jumping right in, I was like, I like put it in the container. The dude put it in the container. I bought a cage for it. And like, as soon as I watched it drink water, I was just fascinated. Like, wow, like it's drinking water. And then like, I just gave it a couple of days, jumped right in, and I like tried to hold it. And I was like, oh shit, I'm holding it. Like I held it.
Wow.
And then it just blew my mind. Like I was so like hyped. Like I was like, dang, like, this is a cool creature. Like I was so like misunderstanding on it. And then also with the heights thing, I'm afraid of heights too. So that's something I'm trying. I want to go skydiving to get over it. Like that's something I'm trying to push for. But I always back out on that one. So I know how you feel.
Oh, I almost fainted when I went bungee jumping. I swear. But that's actually, I'll tell you real quick. The only reason why I went to the very top of the go bungee jumping, and my friends all jumped. They weren't scared. I was ready to turn around and just get back on the elevator and go. And right before I did that, there was a bunch of like teenage kids coming up, giggling, and like girls and stuff. And I couldn't, as they're coming in all brave, and I was like,
by a teenage girl.
Yeah, I literally turned around and I went and I did it. And I swear I took a video of it. And I screamed like a girl the whole way down, but I did it. I did somehow do it, So next thing I got to conquer is these. It's funny because when I put a story up about you coming on the podcast, and we got a ton of fan questions, and the number one question was about the tarantula, how you were able to do it. So I just thought that was really interesting. We had overwhelming amount of people ask because there are a lot of arachnophobia is a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
So. All right, so let's see. Your first professional fight was in the World Series of Fighting, now called the PFL. You knocked out your opponent in 32 seconds into the first round. I was wondering how much that boosted your confidence. I mean, you're going into a fight against another professional fighter, and your very first win, you knocked the guy out in 32 seconds with a punch. Was that a huge confidence boost for you?
It was too much of a confidence boost, man. It was way too much. Like that fight, I was like he was like I think it was like 4-4 or something like that. And, he had experience. Everybody was like, watch out, like be careful. Like this dude has experience. I was like, all right, like I'll show you guys what's up. And I think I had trained at Jackson Wink before that fight too. So, I was already like just big headed from being out there with all those pros and just training with those vets. And then like, pro debut, I just show up and I just show out. And I was just like, man, like head just blew up to the roof. Like, yeah.
Well, dude, I gotta say, you're on a 2-fight win streak right now, and I mean, you've won them both in very convincing fashion. And the one thing I noticed when I was watching that fight with Brock, I even hit you up right after the fight, and I was like, dude, your hands looked fucking amazing in that fight, man. Is that something you've like? Have you specifically spent time boxing more, like with your how did that come up?
I honestly, I've actually spent a lot more time with kicks, man. I wanted to kick a lot that fight.
No kidding.
Like my leg kind of like locked up like the first round. I don't know what happened. I'm still like kind of like nursing my leg right now. I think it's they said it's like my quad muscle, thigh muscle, something like that. It's all messed up. So I wanted to kick a lot more. I wanted to like throw the head kicks and just set up my leg kicks, just set everything up. But I just couldn't get them going. So I just reverted to the hands, and the hands got it done too. So
you wobbled him with a jab out of the gates, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Wow, that's
I always keep the hands sharp. I always like gotta keep that crisp.
Yeah, man. If you had an injury, I don't think anybody was aware of it, because I mean, you fucking walked through him, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And then after that fight, there was a viral clip that went around of you and him talking about the fight, and it was just showing like your amazing sportsmanship, and it was a lot of respect and a lot of love coming towards your way. So is good sportsmanship important to you?
Yeah, man. I think like the showboating and talking shit, like everybody likes that. Like it sells tickets, but at the end of the day, I look at it as a martial art. I'm a martial artist. I've never been like a big confrontational person. Like even like at the weigh-ins, like I I don't know if I can say the N-word on here, but he brought my nigga side out. So I just I just reverted back to my old ways a little bit. But after it's all said and done, it's all about being a martial artist to me, like staying humble, keeping the honor, keeping the respect in the sport. So that's what I strive for.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, some of my favorite fighters are just the people who go in there with the respect. Like, it's a job. They show their opponent respect. And it's not about, the shit talking and selling the tickets. Like I said, the showboating, I'm neither here nor there on it. But it's always good to see, people who get in the ring, respect their opponents, and go in there like a job. We had recently we had Drew Dober on the podcast too, and he's another guy, like just a true martial artist who just respects what he does, grew up trained a certain way. So hats off to you for that, man. That's such a great character trait. And I hope you don't lose that, man. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. If you see me losing, I'm trying to sell some tickets, get some extra coins on my purse.
I'm just gonna text you a winky face, be like, I got you, man.
Right.
Yeah, I already know.
All right. So speaking of selling tickets. So there are a lot of fighters right now who seem to be playing this pay me game, There's a lot of these fighters taking these prize fights for the money instead of fighting the people who are directly above them or below them in the rankings. So you as a fighter in the UFC, what is your ultimate goal as a fighter? I mean, do you think people should fight for a payday or people should fight to be champion?
And it all depends on the individual person. Me personally, I'm fighting to be a champion, but you also got to get paid. I'm not looking to be some kind of billionaire, but you put some M's on it. I might start showboating and try to take the money fight too. But it's hit or miss, like you say. Like it goes both ways. Like if you can sell tickets, you can do it. If it's natural, like that's how you are, then so be it. If not, then don't go try to fake the funk. Like, like Colby, like he fakes the funk so hard, and it's like, he's not a Chael Sonnen. Like Chael Sonnen was like the most natural at it. He was the greatest at it. He's like one of the innovators, like bringing it into mixed martial arts. So, like some people pave the way, some people got a natural, and then some people try to fake it.
Yeah. And I think there's something to be said too. I'm a huge fan of Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali, for as showboaty as he was, it was more about his confidence in himself than it was about, ripping into his opponent. He's like, I'm the greatest, I'm the best there ever was, but he wasn't really ever like throwing too heavy digs, like knocking the other guy down. He's like, I'm going to beat you, and like that, but there was still a level of respect there, which I admired.
Exactly. Like perfect balance on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like you were saying, it just boils down to being real. Like if you really have a beef with somebody or something, then totally, it's understandable. But like Colby, when you manufacture it and everybody can kind of see that it's fake, like it just doesn't sew well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.